G'day everyone, welcome back. So this is a piece of camphor laurel that has seen better days. It's got a bit of water damage on this section here, a little bit of rot through the back here. I'm not describing the best piece to turn, am I? But you know, we're going to give it a go anyway. It's got a crack just here. So in my decision making, I'm going to make this the base so I can turn majority of that off straight away. So we're not going to waste our time if it continues through. That's my thinking anyway. Hopefully there might be a little bit of a colouring through it, but normally camphor laurel is very pretty in colour. It's quite striking. So let's get this mounted up on the wood screw here. We've got our trusty hectic drill that we're going to get this all started with. So righto, I've got the center point marked there. Gonna drill that down into there. We've got our little mark there so I don't go too far into the piece. And I'm going to wear my respirator for this one because I'm not too sure of how it's going to actually be when I do turn it. If I come across some mold or something like that, I don't want to breathe that in, because I have to close the shed up, the shop, when I'm turning, because otherwise you get a lot of interference with the noise from outside. But that's looking, it's not looking too bad there. So I'm going to true this up and we'll get a blank canvas going. So the first tool I'm going to use is a 19mm bowl gouge by Woodcut Tools. These tips are replaceable. 55-degree bevel on that. Just going to see how we're riding. A little bit of vibration there. Yep. Now I'm going to go this way, adjust the tool rest around, and so we can cut across this way. Feeling a bit blunt, that. Swap it out. 16mm. That's better. 45-degree bevel on that. A lot of that heel removed on the back there. We'll see how we're running. Still a flat spot. There we go. Too bad. Let's clean this side up very quickly. Now I can see I've got a bit of rot here, and I've got that crack there. So I'm going to just take the base down a little bit more, just because I want to get past that and make sure it doesn't travel all the way through. See how that looks there. So that looks really nice there now. So you can see that this is quarter sawn material. The growth rings are running vertical, and you can see on this side as well that the lines are running vertical through the little plate. So this will be a nice little toast plate that you know, the wife can have. So I'm just going to mark around the other side here now. So I'm just going to mark here. I'm going to go down 10mm, and Dan's going to mark it up for us. So we'll just go, because we've got this side true, I've got the base true, we've got a blank canvas on what we're working with now. So we'll just go down 10mm, and that'll give us a mark to go to. And then around the base here, I'm going to measure across here and halve it. And now there's a reason why I'm going to halve the overall diameter, and that'll be our foot from where the plate will sit on the table. And now, if you've ever had a plate that's a little bit unsteady or something like that, the base was a little bit too small, or you've made one, and there's been a bit of gravy on your meat or whatever you eat, a bit of sauce, and your bit of food slips out on the plate, and then the plate kicks up, it's because the base was too small. So it's quite uneven. So we want a greater surface area to make it more stable. So the theory of gravy slippage we're going to incorporate that now. And I just spat, but anyway, so my ruler's too small. Oh yeah, I swear that happens every time. I need another magnet up there. Righto. Right. So we got, say, 180 mil there, so 90 mil. Yes, 90 mil, righto. 90 divided by 2 is 45. Look at me go. So that's roughly there. So that'll be 50% of the overall diameter. Very important if you want that nice stable plate on your table. Thank you, Dan. So let's shape this up. And I learnt these principles from Glenn Lucas. These principles that I know, and it's also by watching a lot of other wood turners here on YouTube, and so I highly recommend that to everyone watching this video. If you are stuck for ideas or you don't know certain ways of doing things, go out there, watch a heap of content, and you'll be a much better turner for it. Rightio. So now I'm going to make a little Roman ogee in there, and the easiest way to do that is just to divide that distance there. So we'll go 25 and we'll go concave, so in, out, in, Roman ogee. Now of course you can do it by pulling the gouge through, scallop in, come out, go in, and you want it to be subtle. Right, or we can do it with the push cut, so the GL5. And we'll see how that looks. Beautiful. Righto. If you want to clean it up a bit, I just noticed a little bit of a blemish just down here. Beautiful. So we've shaped up the outside here, the nice little Roman ogee in there, so the strong finger can hook underneath when we're struggling a bit. So I'm going to cut across the base now. See how that looks? Now, if you're ever concerned that your platter or your bowl or whatever your turn isn't going to sit on the outside, on your foot that you've just created, simply just get your ruler like this, place it on the base, and then make sure that you can see daylight coming underneath the ruler there. So where my thumb is, make sure you can see daylight from one side all the way across to the other, and you'll be home and hosed, laughing, and it won't roll around on the table. Just going to mark up for the recess now. Now I'm just going to use the radius edge skew, looking over the other side. Right, just want to quickly tidy that up. That's looking really nice now. I'm going to go and get ready to brand this. Rightio, so now I'm going to find center, which is just there. Turn the lathe speed down, and then I'm going to find 15 millimeters, which is half of the diameter of my branding iron, which is there. Douche. Now I'm going to brand it with the grain lines running horizontally, and I do that by getting down and eyeing it up with the tool rest. Branding iron, make sure it's up the right way, and then use those circles that I made, or that circle, and then brand it. Roll it around. That's me. Now I'm going to wet sand this with a homemade wet sanding blend of Danish oil. Lather it right up there. Do this quickly. Look how beautiful that's looking there. Absolutely stunning. 600 grit, wet and dry sandpaper. Normally I'd leave that soak in there for a little bit. Have the lathe running a little bit slow for myself before I start. I don't want that oil spraying all over me. And then bring the speed up. Put a bit more oil. Generate some heat. Buff it off. Now we're going to turn it around. There. Take this guy out. Go on. Whoop. Righto. 16 mil. True this face up. Wanted to see if that's looking really clean there, really nice. It's going to be like a little shallow dish, which is nice. I don't want to lose all that beautiful thickness out of there. I'm going to shape up this rim now. back to the 600 grit. I really can't fault camphor laurel, you know. It's just such a treat to turn. It can be quite tricky because the grain is quite erratic. Erratic? Yeah. So therefore, it is a bit challenging. It can be challenging. I'm fogging up. But, you know, things change. And we adapt and overcome, as they would say in the army. Adapt and overcome the changes. But I'm really happy with this platter here now, or dish platter. Let's have a look at it. Absolutely beautiful. Just a sweet little dish. You can put some chocolates in there. You know, when you're having friends over, you can put it out on the table when you're having coffee, and you can have some biscuits in there, some chockies, you know, instead of putting it on just a bit of a porcelain plate, you can put it on something like that. So this video here will show you last week's production run, and I talk about the mix-up that I found from Mike Mahoney on Danish oil, how to mix your own and saves you a lot of money in the long run. And this video here will show you a platter turning video as well, just so I go into a lot more depth about the process and all that type of stuff and where I've learned all these sort of different skills. But that's about 8 mil thick through there, so a little bit thicker than what I normally turn, but that is absolutely stunning little platter there. So thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you all directly. Cheers. Bye.